Isle of Wight Radio, FM 107 and 102. This is the live and local show with me, Glyn Taylor, and that was Newton Faulkner, and All I Got. He's got a lovely voice, hasn't he? Really, a really nice voice. Anyway, like I say, this is the live and local show, and usually in this part of the show, we've got guests come into the studio. But I had a guy that came by last Thursday, and we had a chat with him, and we'll tell you all about that in just a second. But don't forget, coming up a little bit later on this evening, between 9 and 10, you can hear my interview that I did with Pete Hogman. And we talk about Rod Stewart, PJ Proby, Chuck Berry, Millie, and of course, My Boy Lollipop, the single that made Millie a star. And it was about the only song that she ever did, but she managed to get world tour after world tour after world tour out of it. But poor old Pete didn't. Anyway, going back to this hour, Richard Durrant came in to see me on Thursday, and we sat down, we had a chat, and he played us played us three guitar virtuosos live in the other studio when we recorded it. And a really, really nice guy, and you can catch Richard up at the Dairyman's Daughter on Wednesday night this week. And I started by saying to Richard, so what were you doing on the Isle of Wight?
The gig at the Dairyman's Daughter.
So it's not the sunshine and the warm climate?
Well, there is that, and the beautiful countryside, and the pleasure of the ferry ride.
Yes.
But, no, it's a gig, and it's a lovely place. I've checked it out, and it's going to be good. We're going to do it in the open air, weather permitting, and there's a high pressure system on the way by all accounts.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
No, it's true. It's going to be sunny, and we're going to be out there in the courtyard.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so.
I shall hold you to this.
Well, and let's hope there's no wind, because we're putting up a projection screen as well, because the show includes some projected sequences and all sorts of stuff.
Okay, because you're in the middle of a tour at the moment, aren't you, to promote the Guitar Whisperer?
Yeah, that's the name of the show as it's come to be known. It was in a review a couple of years back, referred to me as the Guitar Whisperer, which seemed a bit odd at the time, and then kind of stuck. So the show it's sort of about my relationship with the guitar, because I trained as a classical guitarist, but I don't just play classical. My dad brought me up playing all sorts of different bits of jazz and God knows what, and I'm really into my folk music. So when I do the show, there's lots of different instruments that I have with me, lots of different styles of guitar.
Right.
And it's good fun.
And you do it all on your own?
I do it all on my own, apart from a bit of technical assistance from the sound man, the lighting man.
Yeah.
I'm touring at the moment. I'll have come from Newbury, the art centre there, and I'll be on my way to East Grinstead and all these other places. But it'd be a nice little oasis of calm to come to the island.
Yes, most definitely. And fingers crossed, like you say, if the high pressure is coming in, it's going to be a lovely, warm summer's evening.
Yeah, it should be great. Yeah, and the great thing about this instrument that I play is people forget how lovely the guitar is. But when you hear it outside, it's got an extra special magic to it. Yeah. It's, people really warm to it.
I was lucky enough, quite a few years ago now, to play on the same stage as Donovan.
Oh, wow.
He is, I don't know if you've ever seen him live.
No, I haven't.
But he's amazing. He just sits there, and I'm not, or up until that point, I wasn't a great lover of just sitting there watching one man and his guitar. But he just made the whole guitar sing, and it was outside gig. It was absolutely superb, so I can really relate to what you were saying there.
Yeah.
I was amazed, and it changed my opinion on the one man and his guitar bit.
One man and his guitar is quite something. I mean, Neil Young was playing on the island, wasn't he, recently? And you hear a good singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
Sometimes you think, oh, what would that song be like with a full band? But in actual fact, if you can hear the full band and it's just the geezer and his guitar, then it doesn't need anything else. There's nothing for it. There are a few things more powerful than that. Yeah,
I agree. And last year we had Newton Faulkner play the festival.
Yeah. He's from Brighton.
Yeah, and he was just the same. In fact, he told a bit of a story when he was playing, and he did this thing about You Spin Me Round. The old King song.
Right round, like a record
that's
baby.
It, and he played that, and it was amazing. He had the whole crowd going, and it was very good. But anyway, enough about it.
If he spun round, he might blind someone with one of his dreads.
With his dreads, definitely.
Yeah. Take someone's eye out.
Now, you've played with many ensembles as well, haven't you? Like the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, the BBC Concert Orchestra, and the Emperor String Quartet.
Oh, they're great, the Emperors, yeah. I had a gig with them a couple of years ago, and we've just done a couple of concerts together. There are some really lovely pieces for guitar and string quartet, and that's the kind of classical side of what I do, which I really, really enjoy. That's my background. I went to the Royal College of Music, and every year or so, well, once a year, I do a concerto with a big orchestra, and it's normally... Which is the one... If the phone rings and it's an orchestral manager, they're going to ask you to play that, or... or the Deer Hunter.
Yeah.
There are other concertos, but yeah, there's some lovely music written for guitar in a classical context.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always great to do it.
And you enjoy
it? It's a treat, 'cause most of the time I'm on my own, so when I've got a big orchestra behind me, it's really fantastic, actually. I love it. It's a bit like playing cricket.
Right.
Because, you know, you can sit there in the garden and toss a cricket ball up and down, but, you know, to be there with 22 other people, all dressed in funny clothes,
Yeah.
and you get to hit this thing as hard as you can, or throw it as hard as you can. You don't get to do that in normal life, you know.
Yeah.
And sitting in front of a big orchestra, playing a tune with all this, you know, surrounding you. It's just so beautiful.
I should have warned you, we don't really talk about cricket at the radio station because we've got a bit of a cricket team going and we're absolutely rubbish, so we don't mention cricket.
I heard, actually.
Yeah, it's not good at all, I promise you. Right, you do want to play us a song then?
Why not? Yeah, let's if I play a really, really famous piece.
Okay.
This is the one that a lot of people associate with this guitar, which is a classical guitar.
Okay, go for it.
Recuerdos de la Alhambra.